is going to call them for you.
So Masterwa is the most consistent handicapper, is going in for Sylvester de Souza and Heather Main, and when he's in they'll be set. And they're off. They race away then over a mile for the Matchbook Betting Podcast Hambleton Handicap. Brunch wasn't the best into stride and is just settling in. Volatile Analyst drawn in the outside part of the stalls there, has been dropped in to get the trip, but is taking a bit of a hold. Kynren is the one alongside him with Uzo just ahead of that pair. Mostawa broke well. He leads then from Artistic Rifles Racing in second place, followed on the inside then by Gloves Lynch in the sheepskin cheek pieces. Then behind these comes Johan with the grey Chalier on the outside. Firmament is next to the rail in sixth place. La Trinidad, What's the Story and Brunch next, followed by Hartswood in the yellow with Matthew Flinders on the outside from his outside draw. Volatile Analyst on the inside of Hartswood. Kynren at the back with Uzo, who's being stoked along now by Ryan Moore. About 8 lengths off the speed as they race down towards the final 3 furlongs. Stretching out in front is Masterwa. Artistic Rifles, though, is within striking distance. So too is the grey there, Chalier in the pale blue jacket. Wider out, La Trinidad running a biggie down the centre. Over on the inside there, Brunch with the noseband is making a run. So too is Johan in the maroon and blue colours. In a wide open looking Hamilton, they race inside the final furlong and a half. Brunch over on the far side is coming with a sustained run, might just be in front, but Kynren on the near side is also boxing on really strongly as they race inside the final 150. Kynren on the near side, Brunch over on the far side, separated by the track here. They come up towards the line, Kynren and Brunch, and Kynren may be from Brunch, but it's very tight. Hartswood ran on nicely for third, and back in fourth was Masterwa. What's the Story in fifth?
Split by the width of the track, close, but Kynren has won. The Matchbook Betting Podcast Hambleton Handicap will take the creep to the line, and that confirms it. Kynren near side beats 3 Brunch. Hartswood is third. Really good run from Mostawa. Sharp end throughout. 4, 5 is What's the Story. And then further back to top of the picture, La Trinidad, who flattered to deceive ahead of Matthew Flinders. And then Johan and the rest. But it is victory today for Kynren. And on the odd occasion when this horse does win, you always think not before time. But that is because he's a tremendous standing dish in high-grade handicaps, and he must have been quite a fun horse to be involved with over the last few years.
A tremendous horse, I would think. The pace has collapsed, hasn't it? He's played his hand a good bit later than Brunch, who's come through here. And look at where Kynren is right now, and he's been short of room a furlong and a half from home. He's only got one behind him at that point, I think. Uzo, who hasn't given his run in, might want the ground softer. And you kind of feel a little bit for Brunch, worn down by Kynren, having been over on the far side on his own, nothing to race with, seen them all off, but he's just left his chin hanging out for one last challenger, and it's knocked him down, Kynren.
You really do feel for Brunch. I mean, done by a horse with however much in hand in the Lincoln in Hakiki, and just nailed here. As you say, there's no way he'd have been able to see the challenge of Kynren, Callum Rodriguez on Brunch.
Yeah, and that little bit of interference that meant that the challenge from Kynren had to be delayed, to be fair to him, if he hadn't have got out, would have maybe made him look an unlucky loser. I know he was helped in the sense that he was playing his hand late, but he didn't need that at the point when he was just starting to wind up.
You don't think he's one of those horses that wants a bit of that, though?
Maybe.